right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little.
Oh, that's right. 3-game winning streak is in tow. Welcome back to the Phightins Final here on the Edge of Philly Sports with your boy, Matty B. And yes, a 3-game winning streak. Thank you, Lou Brown, for jacking me up as the Phillies today, their first 3-game winning streak of the season. They take 3 out of 4 from the Rockies. Third series victory of the season. And 11-12 now as we creep ever so closer back to that 500 mark in a dominant day down there at Citizen Bank Park, probably with the aside from the errors, one of the cleanest games I've seen the Phillies play all season. Everything that got the Phillies to the World Series last year was on display today. 4 home runs. Trey Turner, his first home run at home as a Philly, and a dominant, maybe not dominant, but a very good, solid pitching performance by Zach Wheeler, and he got into that 4th inning bugaboo, which has been a interesting dilemma for Phillies pitchers this year. And it's not just Wheeler or Nola. That 4th inning, that 3rd, 4th, 5th inning, mid-inning thing, I don't know what's going on with Phillies pitchers, but they seem to kind of hit a wall in that spot. But to Wheeler's credit, he battled his way out of it and got through to the victory and got past that and kept things at where they needed to be, and on to victory today for the Phillies by a tune of 9-3 over the Rockies. And as I said, 3-game winning streak, man. Walter chimes in, 4 homers today. Boom. That's right, Walter, the biggest power outing of the season for the Phillies as they clubbed 4 home runs the first time they did it this year. Now, if you recall last season, 4 home runs in a game was somewhat of an everyday thing for the Phillies. They actually clubbed 5 home runs 4 times last season. So a team that struggled with the power so far this year, to see them hit 4 home runs today was an outstanding treat, as they now have moved over the 1 per game average through 23 games of the 2023 season. Well, I think today now they've rose their total to 24 for the year, 25 home runs for the year. So that is a great stat to see for the Phillies. But let's get to this thing right now. Let's head over to the box score and get through the formalities of this game. The Phillies would get things going, as I mentioned there in the 1st inning. Trey Turner, his first home run as a Philly at home, makes it 1-0. And then the 3rd, Cody Clemens comes up and bashes a solo shot to make it 2-0. Man, when Cody Clemens is homering, if you're the Phillies, you know it's going to be a good day. If you're the opposition, you know it's going to be a bad day. And then in the 4th inning, as I mentioned, Wheeler ran into a little bit of a problem, gave up 3 runs in that inning, kind of weird walks, base hits. He hit a guy. It kind of began to unravel. The Rockies played at 3 in the 4th inning. Dazzler drove in a run when he got hit. Castro sack flied McMahon in, and Tovar would single in Cron. The Rockies would take the 3-2 lead into the bottom of the 4th inning. But then JT, with the bases loaded, grounded into a fielder's choice, scoring Schwarber to make it 3-3, and then Bohm would fielder's choice out to make it 4-3 Phillies. They would pull ahead to stay. And then in the later innings, 7th inning, Alec Bohm would double in JT to make it 5-3. Bryson Stott, another home run to make it 7-3. And then Brandon Marsh would cap it all off tonight, 9-3 with a home run in the 8th inning. And that's your final score. Offensive standouts today. Where do we go? I kind of looked over this, and I'm going to give a co-offensive standout winner today to Bryson Stott and Brandon Marsh, respectively. Stott was 1 for 4 with a run, 2 RBIs, and a homer, and then of course Marsh was 1 for 2 with a run, a homer, and 2 walks and a strikeout. He was on base pretty much the entire day. So I'm going to give co-offensive player of the game awards today to to Marsh and to Stott. Pitching-wise, Zach Wheeler, very effective, solid 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Only walked 3, but K'd 11. He was dealing, man. He was dealing early and often, and it really kind of made that 4th inning that much more painful for me to watch, because that was the best Zach Wheeler I've seen all season. And then he ran into the issues in the fourth. But again, it was credit. He battled his way out and lasted 6. And that is something that obviously with the issues with the bullpen, Benatti's now on the IL due to overuse. Let's face it. It was definitely a welcome sight as he kept some of the bullpen pitchers down. Soto, Alvarez, and Ortiz would come on and not give up anything, as the Philly bullpen seems to be righting itself a little bit. On the Rocky side, Uria gets the loss. He is now 0-4 on the season, by the way. Wheeler got the win. He is 2-1. He lasted 3.5, 3 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned, struck out none, and walked 4 and gave up 2 home runs. Sutter, Brad Hand, Lamet, and Blatch would come on as well. Not to any success, as the Phillies would win easily today, 9-3, going to 11-12 now on the season, and really capping off a very, very, very good 4-game set against the Rockies. Of course, things weren't looking that way on Thursday night, but the Phillies, to their credit, pulled it out and took the last 3 games of the series to win the series 3-1, and then set themselves up for a great day off on my birthday before starting a 3-game set against the Seattle Mariners on Tuesday. Dave chimes in, nice win, 3 out of 4 to a bad Colorado Rocky team. Good series win. Dave, would you rather have them lose 3 out of 4 to a bad Colorado Rockies team? I don't like that. They're a baseball team. They're a Major League Baseball team. They belong in the MLB. A win is a win is a win. I don't, because if we would have lost it, it would have been a whole other conversation. But I'm going to go ahead and, Dave, I like your comment. Please do not ever stop. Yeah, our pitching is questionable. Nola usually looks good. By the way, this is Joe, one of the newest members of the EOP family. Joe, how you doing? Yeah, our pitching is questionable. Nola usually looks good for about 3 innings, then blows up. I do falter can be more than just a number 5 in the rotation. I really love him down the stretch last year. Didn't pitch well in the postseason, but I think he can go. Be a 10-game winner this year. Joe, I disagree with your second point. I agree with the Nola thing in the first part, but as I mentioned at the top of the show, it hasn't been necessarily Nola blowing up in the middle innings. It's been everybody kind of blowing up in the middle innings so far this season. But to Wheeler's credit, it's not so much, I guess, the blow-ups. It's whether or not you can withstand them and not give up 9 runs. You know what I'm saying? And come out of that inning and still pitch for another couple more innings. But you're right. Nolan and Wheeler have been the highlights of blowing up middle innings. As far as Bailey Falter, I am not a Bailey Falter starter guy. I've never been. He's better used, in my opinion, out of long relief in the bullpen. You mentioned the postseason success. Goddamn. Or lack of postseason success. That's what I need a guy. I want to rely on a starting rotation for that postseason, and I don't think Falter's that guy. And I think he's too inconsistent, and I don't think he can kind of pull the burden of being an everyday or every 5th day starter right now. I'm not saying he cannot be at one point, but right now I like his role as that long relief guy, especially in this modern era of baseball when pitchers are hurling 80 pitches by the 5th inning. A guy like Bailey Falter, to me, is invaluable to your bullpen. So, by the way, Joe, thanks for chiming in, man. I appreciate it. So there you have it, folks. A positive weekend here at Citizen Bank Park. Cannot ask for anything more. 11-12 now on the season. Let's take a look around Major League Baseball, as it was a full slate of games. Everybody was in action. The Orioles and the Tigers are 0-0 heading into the top of the 7th. The Astros and Braves. Braves are up 2-0 over the Astros in the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 Blue Jays over the Yankees in the top of the 7th. 1-0 Pirates over the Reds in the bottom of the 6th. Rays all over Chicago 4-1 at the end of the 6th. Guardians over the Marlins 4-1. Bottom 6. Brewers losing to the Red Sox 3-0. Bottom of the 3rd. Nationals over the Twins 1-0. Top of the 4th. Dodgers and Cubs knotted up at 2. Bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the 2nd, it's the Athletics, 0-0 with the Rangers. Later on this afternoon, Kansas City is in Anaheim. San Diego's in Arizona. St. Louis is in Seattle. And the Mets and the Giants are your ESPN 7 o'clock game to wrap up your Sunday around Major League Baseball. Folks, let's take a look at some stats, as I always do here on the program, because there's some good news stats that I want to talk about today. Folks, as I mentioned, the Phillies 4 home runs, the most power they've shown all season long. The Phillies they left 1 player on base today. Folks, you heard it out of my mouth correctly. Only 1 runner left on base today. Huge improvement over what's been happening over the last 2 games. The Phillies have only left 5 runners on base. Their batting average with runners in scoring position, a little sus still. over the last 2 games, 1 for 12 for the season, 54 for 220, lowering that batting average down to 245, as well as another positive stat, because it's all about, let's talk positives today. The Phillies as a team only struck out 5 times, whereas the Philly pitching staff struck out 15 Rockies. That is huge. I love seeing that. I love seeing the fact that the Phillies are not striking out. They did commit 2 errors, which is not positive. But the big thing about leaving runners on base and not striking out are huge. As I mentioned at the top of the show, I really feel that today was one of the cleaner games that the Phillies have played, or I should say, one of the more complete games that the Phillies have played thus far in 2023. And that's what happens, That is what happens when you play that type of style of baseball. You beat up on lesser opponents, and then you hang around and get to battle at the end against opponents that are equal or even a little bit better than you. But for those of you who are looking for the game around the Delaware Valley today, well, you're probably still looking. It was on the Peacock Network, where you have to spend $5 a month in order to watch 2 baseball games, 2 Philly baseball games this year. Phillies play today, and they don't play again until September on the Peacock Network. So save your $5 a month, folks. It ain't worth it. I bought it, but I made money, man. No, not really, but I got to get my Jones on. I got to get my fix, man. I need my Phillies fix. Mike Lauro says bombs away. That's right, 4 home runs. Huge day when it comes to the home runs, and it's a beautiful thing when you see it. I know it was a gorgeous day today. And it must have been an outstanding day to be at the ballpark for the Phanatic's 45th birthday. I cannot believe the Phanatic is 5 years younger than me. Really, that's hard for me to believe as well. So, but happy birthday to the Phillies Phanatic as he celebrates his 45th home run on this Phillies victory Sunday. And folks, there's really not much more for me to get into. But let's talk about some. Oh, Dave's chiming in. Maddie, last I checked, the Rockies are in last place in the West, so the Phillies should take that. Listen, Dave, you're apples and oranges to me here, man. I agree they should, but to annotate or to position yourself or to say, oh, it was against the Rockies, what does that mean? Are they a AAA team? Do they play in Tokyo? I mean, are they a Korean League baseball team? No, they're a Major League Baseball team. I don't care if they've won 5 or 4 or 25. They are an MLB team. These games count towards our schedule moving forward. You're absolutely right. They should have handled their business. But to mention it, to specifically say it was against the Colorado Rockies, to me, I don't agree with that kind of thinking because they are an MLB team regardless of how many wins they have. Because, as I said, if they would have lost 3 out of 4 or, God forbid, gotten swept, we would be talking a whole other thing here. I'd be bashing my head against the wall. I don't want to do that day before my 50th birthday. So, but yeah, Dave, I got your point, man. But do you got my point? You understand what I'm trying to say? I respect that point of view, but that's just how I feel. Walter says he paid $20 for a whole year for Peacock. Yeah, Walter, and as I said, I did it too. And I guess from time to time, but I know me, and I'll forget about it that it's on, and I'll only be reminded when the Phillies are on, which again is not until September on Peacock. So, and I have the Apple TV thing too. I'm not gonna lie, man. I want to sit here and bitch about it, but yet I'm ponying up the money too. So I guess I have nothing to say about it. Davey Downer has joined the chat. Well, come on, Mike, man. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. All right. I'm there. Far be it from a person like me to say someone can't speak their mind. All right. But no, it was a great day. It was an awesome day. 11-12. Much needed day off tomorrow as they prepare for a very interesting series against the Seattle Mariners on draft week, which of course will hopefully not take attention away from the Phillies. I hope it pulls the attention directly to the Phillies. We don't got basketball right now as the Sixers are in their mid-series lull or waiting on their next opponent. And, of course, the Flyers are done. But I'm going to be very interested to see how the Phillies do against a very, very, very good Seattle Mariner team. And if you recall, last year we went to Seattle. They gave us fits, but we were able to take 2 out of 3 from them out there. So let's just see how this series is. I think this is a watermark test right now for this Phillies team in this young season. Have they really turned the corner? Have they really kind of cleaned things up? Now, they did have a runner picked off today. That's number 10 on the season, by the way, that, base running gaffes. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they do against the Seattle Mariner team this week. It's going to be very, very interesting. The Phillies could win 20 straight, and Dave would find something wrong. Man. Woo! Mike says Stars tonight, baby. Absolutely, 7:30 on FS1. By the way, for all you Philadelphia Stars USFL fans, Stars and Michigan Panthers live from Canton, Ohio, at the Hall of Fame. So that should be pretty fun. All right, folks, let's pay some bills here on the Edge of Philly Sports Network. As I mentioned, we are entering one of the funnest weeks on the sports calendar, and that is your NFL Draft Week. And here on EOP, we got you covered to the nines, right? We got the drama, we got the talent. I don't know about that, but we got it's unscripted, and the future is now. So make sure that if you're not already tuned in or kind of like locked in, head over to the website eopsports.com. Check out all the written stuff we got up on the site as it is. We got also a bunch of short stuff on our YouTube channel. And then, of course, starting this week, we are going to have continuing coverage starting Thursday night at 6:30, taking you all the way, live coverage, by the way, taking you all the way into Sunday when we're going to do a wrap show and kind of finish everything up. Nowhere else to look but EOP when it comes to your draft coverage, especially for the Eagles and the rest of the NFL. And if you're looking to travel like the pros, look no further than Philly Sports Trips. I owe you a better slide than this. This thing's about expired. You got the draft thing. I would imagine you got a day or two maybe left to jump on that. I'm not really sure how much more time they're going to give you to get on this thing. I would head over there right now. It may be too late. I don't know, but I'm sure Vince will work something out with you if it is. And then don't forget the trips over to Denver, Colorado in mid-May to see some Union and some Phillies. A Philly twofer in the Mile High City there in mid-May. Should be a blast. And if you're having some issues in your life, because I know everyone's life, they want it to be great. And they want it to be nice and smooth and easy. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that. And if you've hit one of those rough spots and it has anything to do with workman's comp, a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or criminal law, Dave Sherry is the man to call. 610-565-0300. Tell him Matty B, Edge of Philly Sports, and the Phightins Final sent you. And if you're looking for those great prices and no hidden fees in sports, concerts, or theater tickets, listen, as I mentioned, the Seattle series, it's going to be a good one. I'm telling you, get over the Sherry's tickets and get some Seattle Mariner Phillies tickets for this week. www.sherrystickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. And when you do that, you'll save an additional 10% if you enter the promo code EOP10. And while you're doing that, maybe you can do it from your phone while you're here at Dolan's at 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park. Quizzo, music, great times, memorabilia, giveaways, and you don't know who's going to walk through the front door. But I'm about to tell you who's going to walk through the front door of Dolan's on May 13th, and that's these gentlemen right here. Charlie Manuel, Mickey Morandini, Jamie the Philly Sports Guy, and Hollis Tank Thomas all are going to be on hand and more from 1 to 8 p.m. on the 13th of May for the Wiffle Ball Madness 2023 Extravaganza. And maybe yours truly will be in the house as well. So I'm looking to kind of free up some time on my very busy calendar, but I'm looking at that. So make sure you're heading over to Dolan's, go on their website, check out everything else Dolan's has to offer for you, as they are a great place just to go and just to hang out and say howdy do. Folks, it's going to take me to the end of the program. Oh yeah, wait, no, I'm sorry. I got one more thing I got to talk about. You guys got me moving so fast here. Here's the upcoming lineup. There are some differences for you EOP people that are follow us pretty intently. There is obviously no Sixers postgame tomorrow night. The Sixers have handled their business against the Nets. Sully Squad will be on as scheduled. My show, Talking Philly Sports with Matty B, is going to be moved to the 8 o'clock time slot, and then Attacking Third at 9. And then we are doing some Phightins Final tomorrow night as well. Or I'm sorry, Tuesday night. Then Wednesday, and then obviously take a look at Thursday, Friday. We got nothing but wall-to-wall draft coverage starting at 7:30 on Thursday, round 1, and rounds 1 and 2 starting at 6:30 on Friday night. Saturday, the Patterson Fanatics will return. The Phightins Final will return, and then Sunday it'll be business as usual as well with a draft recap show kind of sandwiched right there in your midday as we wrap up the 2024-23 NFL draft. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me. But as I had done every Sunday on this show last season, and I will promise you this right now, you're going to hear it from me right now. I will do it every Sunday this year when I'm on. So for every Sunday game that I have, I will show you, and we'll redo this segment. But this is your week that was in Phillies home runs. Till we talk again on Tuesday night, go Phils. We got a winning streak, baby.
Plus 175. There's a high fly ball to right, pretty well hit. Myers going back toward the wall. He is out of room. It's gone right over the 370 sign. His first home run of the year. It's a 16-game hitting streak. He ties Pudd'nhead Jones in style. And the Phils pitch coming to Real Muto. Lifts it up into left field. It's deep. Friedel's going back toward the wall, and it is gone out of the yard. JT Real Muto golfs it for his second home run. The Phillies lead it 13-3. Swing and a line drive out toward left field. Benintendi going back. It's over his head, and it's gone. A home run. Trey Turner with his first home run in a Phillies uniform, and it gives the Phils a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning.
Well, Trey Turner's one of the best hitters in all of baseball on the slider, and Clevenger throws.
And a high fly ball to deep left field. Benintendi's going back, and it is gone. An opposite field home run for Marsh, his third of the year, and we are tied back up at 2.
A beautiful job of getting right back into this thing, and Brandon
struck out over 200 times for the year. That one is a bullet deep to right field, and this game is tied. Kyle Schwarber, a solo home run. That's his 5th of the year.
Well, Kyle Schwarber did not need any launch angle on this particular pitch because he hit a rocket out of the ballpark. It was out. Ball around the strike zone.
There's a line drive out toward deep left field, hooking toward the wall. It is gone! Nick Castellanos has ended the longest stretch of his career to start a season without a home run by launching a solo shot into the seats and left to give the Phils a 1-0 lead.
Ruben and I were just saying.
Marsh takes his lead. Pache sends it to deep center field. On the run is Daza. It is gone! Into the trees! Pache with his first home run in a Phillies uniform, and he's just given the Phils a 3-1 lead.
Things and health.
And a high fly ball out to left. Profar going back toward the wall. It is gone! Well, if 1 is good, 2 is even better for Castellanos. The Phillies retake the lead.
They come in bunches.
Yes, they do. He had some catching up to do. And today is a heck of a start. 4-3 Phillies.